The world is buzzing with AI tools, but instead of making things easier, they've made your workflow overwhelming. You're stuck copying, pasting, context switching, and juggling too many apps. There's now a better way that outsmarts the work chaos. Meet Superhuman, the AI productivity suite that gives you superpowers everywhere you work. With Grammarly, Mail, and Coda working together, you get proactive help across your workflow, from writing to preparing for meetings, presentations, and so much more. Think of Superhuman as your AI dream team, proactively helping you go from to-do to done faster. Superhuman knows what you might need and offers suggestions whether you're drafting emails, creating documents, or more. It guides you in the moment so you sound like your best self and stay focused on what matters. There are even specialized agents designed to collaborate seamlessly and amplify your impact. Unleash your superhuman potential today. Learn more at superhuman.com/podcast. That's superhuman.com/podcast.
When maintaining your daily wellness rituals is important to you, the change in routine during the summer can feel daunting. Kachava's new travel packs help you stick to your daily ritual, even when you're on the go. Just one packet of Kachava's all-in-one nutrition shake provides complete nutrition with 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, adaptogens, and much more. So you'll be fueled and ready for wherever life or your summer adventures take you. No fillers, no nonsense. Just the good stuff your body craves. Plus, it actually tastes delicious. But you can try it for yourself because the variety pack includes all 6 delicious fan favorites: chocolate, vanilla, chai, matcha, coconut acai, and strawberry. So instead of worrying about sticking to your daily ritual, simplify it with Kachava. Go to Kachava.com and use code FITNESS for 15% off. That's KACHAVA.com, code FITNESS.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in. We're live in Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. In fact, we're going to have the owner and the CEO of this great property, Derek Stevens, coming up in studio in about 30 minutes. We'll go over some of the leaked games on the NFL schedule. And I got to ask him, does he like, you know how everybody says, can we just fast forward to the NFL season? How much does Derek enjoy the sweat when they put up the guarantee, how many ever millions of dollars that's going to be this year, before they have that, the overlay? And how much does he enjoy the sweat of May, June, July, and August leading up to that event? We still need 5,000 people. We still need 4,000 people. The whole thing has got to be awesome for him during the entire summer. As for last night, the Thunder take out the Lakers, and that was a great fourth quarter. I thought that was shot-making at its best, but they get the job done. They're undefeated so far in the playoffs. The question obviously turns into LeBron, whether he's not he's going to come back. And you can bet this stuff, where he's going to go next year. Is he going to be a Laker? Does he call it quits? I'm not so sure, but we were talking about this before the break. How would a team like Golden State even make it work?
I know.
How do they possibly have the pieces to put this together now?
That's the one thing that would scare me if I'm a Laker fan. I think he absolutely comes back. He doesn't retire. But the Cleveland stuff to me is nonsense. He's not going to Cleveland. And I think Golden State could work, but because he loves Curry. But then you got to put up with Draymond Green. What a pain in the ass that guy is, although they have a good relationship. But they just had the end-of-the-year press conference with Pelinka and Redick, and Pelinka said he started his journey here as a Laker. He made it very clear to us he wants to continue his journey. We feel the same way. We want him to retire a Laker, and both sides have made it abundantly clear we want to work something out. Reeves said the same thing. Redick said the same thing. Lucas said the same thing. Now, what's the pay cut? Because you got to give Reeves a big contract, but to bring Luka, Reeves back, I think you got to bring Hachimura back. How good that guy played. Oh, was he phenomenal.
He was great.
And I don't know what's going to happen with Ayton. But again, you just see it. It's so frustrating because I know the AI was on Hayes. It just, if you would just roll to the basket and get your easy dunks, the numbers you could put up, but his ridiculous quote, I'm not Clint Capella, but you're going to get so many dunks at playing with Luka and easy baskets. And you saw even what Jackson Hayes did last night, how he ate.
I wouldn't even hesitate. I'd move on from Ayton.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want him back. Here's LeBron last night talking about what it was like after the game.
we fell a little short, obviously, but I mean, I'm not looking at, my year as a disappointment. That's for damn sure. Especially, I was put into some positions I've never played in my career before. Actually, in my life. I've never been a third option in my life. So to be able to, thrive in that role for that period of time, and then have to step back into the role that I've been accustomed with over my career, over my life of playing the sport, and be able to thrive under that, and then just my teammates allowing me to lead them under extreme circumstances, that was pretty cool for me. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the future holds for me, obviously, as it stands right now tonight. I got a lot of time. I'll sit back, like I think I said it last year after we lost, I think, to Minnesota, to go back and recalibrate with my family and talk with them and spend some time with them. And then when the time comes, obviously, you guys know what I decide to do.
Saw a great tweet about this the other day, and that is, if you go back to the 80s and the 90s, all of those legends that we had growing up, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, others, they all retired like early, mid to late 30s. And here you have guys like LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, upper 30s, early 40s, and we just expect them to go out there and be the same guy that they've been for 20 years. It's impossible.
Yep.
You can't continue to do this.
But he also has to come back because he still has it. I mean, he's like Brady. He averaged 27 and 6 for the season. Basketball genius. Everything he said is true there. It did take time to figure it out about being the third option, and then they did, and they won 15 of 17. They were so good with guys out and coming back. He averaged 23, 7 and 6 in the playoffs. He's also right, not a disappointment. They were huge underdogs and upset the Rockets with these injuries, and he was phenomenal. And he averaged 24 and 12 against OKC. Guy was great.
Yep, I don't disagree.
They'd have a good team next year. They have a chance to win. You never know with injuries. Certainly they'd be up against it if they would face off against the Spurs and the Thunder, but you ran into a freight train and you were down to your guy who averaged 33, 9, and 8. So he had a great season. He's got to come back.
I'm all in on Hachimura. I was expecting this from him right out of college. Yeah. And that's unfair, obviously. But the way that he has played, I'm a believer. I think he can turn into that kind of guy. As for the Thunder now, you have some props about how many losses they can have. They're 18-1 to go undefeated in the playoffs.
Yeah. It's 3.5 losses. Heavily juiced to the under. Sweep as high as 20-1 at DK. You saw the 18. We talked about this during the Phoenix series. It was 5.5. Oh, mamma mia. So you go sweep. Hopefully they take on the Spurs. Please. But
if they get the Wolves, they're going under 3.5.
I know. But it goes back to, we're sitting on this now, and everyone talks about it. There's a good article on ESPN.com about the villains and everything, the whistle. But could the team in the number one market, who hasn't made the finals since 99, could they get the benefit of the whistle against OKC? If that's the final.
It's in the back of my mind, and it was when we talked about it a little bit earlier, when we said maybe the Knicks actually have a puncher's chance against the Thunder. And by the way, I'm also kind of buying into what they have found here recently.
They have found something.
New style of play.
Absolutely. Getting great looks and so many scores and spread you out.
And how they have turned Karl Anthony Towns into a facilitator.
Yeah.
That could be something, I think. Maybe. Deep down, do I actually think they could beat Oklahoma City? Probably not. But it's the NBA, and what if they make 23s in a couple of the games? And if Jalen Williams tweaks the injury yet again, and they're down a key guy.
They beat the Spurs in 6. They beat the Lakers and the Knicks in 6. Still goes over.
Yeah, would go over under that.
It is. Yeah, that's hard, though.
And I think that could happen.
Yeah. But it doesn't get enough attention. Yes, you get all these picks. And you've done a great job, and Presti's awesome. The player development is off the charts. What Mitchell looks like,
he looks,
getting Hartenstein and Caruso and Hartenstein rather, Caruso but the acquisition of McCain, but how these guys continue to improve and get better, and you have the MVP. What's the holdup? Are we going to announce these? We still haven't done Coach of the Year.
No Coach of the Year yet.
Come on now.
No MVP.
But this is scary with the player development, and they're only going to add more pieces.
I would imagine they're going to drag it out to one of the Oklahoma City home games for the next round.
Well, Coach of the Year is inexcusable.
Well, now they could actually punt on this until the end of the year if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Because it's going to go to a guy who got bounced in the first round.
Right, sure, and be very uncomfortable.
Here's the thing. I think if we say that the Pistons dominance over the Knicks in the regular season means nothing in an eventual Eastern Conference Finals matchup if we get it, then we have to say the same thing about how the Spurs handled the Thunder.
I can't say that.
Well, you can't have it both ways.
So, I know, but it's also about matchups, and I think they match up well. The Spurs are who they are. These are the team, right? The Knicks have changed their game, though. The Knicks also didn't give a rat's ass about the regular season. That was the other thing. They weren't tough. Come on. People were calling them out. You're not tough. And,
Pauly, they were murdered in those games. I mean, they got beat down by 30-plus points against Detroit several times. They were absolutely destroyed. I think there's some pride there, and I don't know. I don't think you can say it about one series and not about the other.
Well, home court would be huge. And the Knicks have it if the Cavs win this series. And Jeff Sherman at the Westgate would then make the Knicks a $3 favorite. And I think we agree that will not go well for the Cavs.
No, I want to bet like Knicks minus a game and a half and maybe even 2.5 games in that series.
Yeah, but it's on the Cavs now to try to get a road win. And you still have to like the position. The lowest price I've seen is right here. The Pistons are $1.30 to win the series. And I think that's a good bet. You get 5-7 at home. They're 0-5 on the road. Mm-hmm. They haven't looked. They finally looked like the team for much of the year that was favored to win the East. It took forever, and it needed a great performance, all-time performance from Mitchell, and that 23-0 run to start the third quarter. Mm-hmm. They looked awesome in the second half. They were fantastic in the first 6 minutes of the third quarter. Okay, got to carry it over to the road now. You know, these other guys have to knock down threes, and you have to do a better job defensively, and certainly they won't get a whistle like that either. That Mitchell shot more free throws than the entire Detroit team. But tomorrow's going to be fascinating to see what it looks like. And now it's on Bickerstaff, who says they have the edge because he was let go and used to coach in Cleveland, to make the adjustments now.
As for tonight, I'm looking right now at the Opta AI projections at vsin.com. They have Anthony Edwards pegged for just over 20 points. Well, 27 plus is minus 106.
I think he gets that.
So
looks fine to me.
He did look good. Ran out of gas a little bit in the other night. But if they're right with this, that means some serious ladders, so the under are going to cash on him. I played Wembanyama to have a triple-double. He did it in Game 1 when he had those a dozen blocks. It's 60-1 at FanDuel earlier today. And other books had 18 or 20-ish to 1 on the triple-double. So 60, I'm like, okay, I'll take a little bit on that. But I also think 10 points is too many. And so here at Circa, it's 9.5, but a bunch of other books have 10. You can actually grab 10.5 if you want, but you got to pay the juice with Minnesota. How about you? Too many points in your opinion, Pauly?
Yep, took 10.5. They're the better team, but still. And I still think it's too many points, and I don't trust the others in this young crew with the Spurs, and they shouldn't be in this position. Still, even with the kicked out of the game, you are up 8 with 8 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Nick Wright is not hedging. Nick Wright, along with 4 friends, after a good night of playing poker, put $10,000 on the T-Wolves to win it all. It pays $2 million at the MGM.
It was 200-1 at MGM.
And this is before the ant news, and you got the good news.
Well, this is when San Antonio was a $3,000 favorite to win that series.
Right. I'd take a look at the cash out, though, especially if I could have a lead, though, in this series.
Yeah. A great comment by a new addition to the Los Angeles Chargers. One of the offenses going to be deep with targets, but I think maybe season-long props to the under could be worth a look. I'll explain coming up next.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
The world is buzzing with AI tools, but instead of making things easier, they've made things overwhelming. There's a better way. Meet Superhuman, the AI productivity suite that gives you superpowers so you can outsmart the word chaos. With Grammarly, Mail, and Coda working together, you get proactive help across your workflow, no matter how you work. Experience AI that meets you right where you are. Learn more at superhuman.com/podcast. That's superhuman.com/podcast.
When maintaining your daily wellness rituals is important to you, the change in routine during the summer can feel daunting. Kachava's new travel packs help you stick to your daily ritual, even when you're on the go. Just one packet of Kachava's all-in-one nutrition shake provides complete nutrition with 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, adaptogens, and much more. So you'll be fueled and ready for wherever life or your summer adventures take you. No fillers, no nonsense. Just the good stuff your body craves. Plus, it actually tastes delicious. But you can try it for yourself because the variety pack includes all 6 delicious fan favorites: chocolate, vanilla, chai, matcha, coconut acai, and strawberry. So instead of worrying about sticking to your daily ritual, simplify it with Kachava. Go to kachava.com and use code FITNESS for 15% off. That's KACHAVA.com, code FITNESS.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
I think we're seeing more games now getting leaked for the NFL schedule. By the way, Will Hill, VSiN host, podcaster here at VSiN. It's called Shoulda Bet More. You hear him a bunch doing guest spots as well. He texted me when we were talking about the Seahawks' possible opponent in Week 1. He thinks it's going to be the Patriots. They did that, by the way, back in 2016, the champs, when the Broncos beat the Panthers. They ran that back on the opening Thursday night. Panthers went to Denver. They lost on a missed field goal. I remember Cam Newton getting absolutely smoked helmet to helmet. There was no call in the game.
Yeah.
But as Will also pointed out, and this is where I'm at with the Patriots, do they really want like 3 hours of coverage on Mike Vrabel around that game, leading into it, and as the game's, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd go Bears.
So would I. Bears
I
are
would
much
do that.
sexier than New England anyway.
The one that just dropped, Week 9, the Bengals play the Falcons in Madrid.
Okay, that's a good game.
6:30 a.m. kickoff. Bengals are 3.5, 49 at Caesars.
I'll take Atlanta in the points.
Yeah.
Always a chance that Joe Burrow's going to be hurt by then, unfortunately. And I think Atlanta's going to be pretty good this year. I like that team. Are you going to be high on the Chargers? They have awesome personnel, and they're going to get their tackles back this year.
Yes.
And you got to love the coach.
Yep, made the playoffs, and Greg Roman out. He was horrific in the playoff loss to the Patriots, and you are right about the injuries. And I want to see this team with some creativity and imagination and some playmakers as well and get Herbert some help. And who knows, maybe more run-oriented. I hope to see that too.
Well, are we going to get the creativity? Mike McDaniel's the offensive coordinator now. One would think that we're going to.
Yeah.
But they also, how about this for news? They brought in tight end Charlie Kohler from the Ravens, and then yesterday they signed David Njoku away from Cleveland.
Good move.
So now they have 3. What's going to happen to Gatson at tight end?
Feed him. Love him.
Are you going to be able to do that with 2 other guys?
Go to both guys.
So Njoku got phased out by Harold Fannin, rookie who we loved last year coming out of college. His routes were down from 78 and 74% in 2023 and 2024 to 57% last year. His targets were down from 12%, actually check that, to 12% from 22% in each of the previous 2 seasons. But maybe a red zone target could be in store for him. He had a 20% red zone target share in 2025. That number was much higher in 2023 and 2024. But as of right now, they don't have Keenan Allen. I'm reading a story from a couple of hours ago. He might wait until there could be an injury to the wide receiver room, and he might re-sign with the Bolts at that time. But now we're talking about 3 tight ends overall who can all play. The possibility of 2 tight end sets, a lot, much like the Rams did last year.
Yeah.
But you got McConkey, you got Johnston, you got Trey Harris. Are we going to see just 2 receiver sets, 1 receiver sets, multiple tight ends, and not really many 3 receiver sets out of LA?
Yeah. So the press conference, the Kolar quote got a lot of attention.
Oh, I love this.
This was excellent. But I think it's a good discussion here after we play this about what he said with his time in Baltimore and what he expects with the Chargers. Here's Charlie.
No, like something like so beautiful about you're up by 6 points. It's like 3rd and 3. You know you're running it. There's 2 minutes left in the game. They have no timeouts. You get it first time the game's over. You know you're running it. They know you're running it. Your wife knows you're running it. Their wife knows they're running it. You still run it. It's like that is more satisfying than any touchdown I've ever had.
That is a phenomenal soundbite.
Yes, but so the comeback is that's not happening with McDaniel as the OC. Others are saying, well, maybe that's going to be ground and pound, and it's Harbaugh, and they're going to play a little bit like Baltimore.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be more ground and pound. And I
got Justin Herbert. I'm going to do more of that.
Herbert is down to 10-1 to win the MVP.
Oh, God.
Now, I don't know where he opened up like months ago, but I'm guessing it was higher than that, and I'm guessing that people are backing him. And I would like to have a piece of Herbert to win the MVP this year, but at 10-1, that's completely unplayable in my opinion.
I agree.
And are we going to...
Yeah.
So, he was running and taking off out of necessity last year because of his tackles and both being injured, and the poor kid was running for his life in almost like every other game.
Yeah, especially the playoff game.
Do we get that version, though? Do we get, like... We were all calling for kind of a Josh Allen game plan with Justin Herbert last year, meaning more design runs. Will McDaniel do that? Will they allow him to get into the open stuff that they're actually creating and calling in the huddle? Or is it going to be just, no?
Yeah.
The protection's breaking down and it's time for me to turn the wheels on.
That's what he did with the 49ers. And remember when there was issues with Garoppolo, it was like, okay, I'm just going to run the ball. You can't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did against the Vikings. Garoppolo had a couple picks early, and then I think he didn't throw for the second half. They had no problems. But maybe everyone loved him when he was in San Francisco and called him a genius.
I mean,
I want to see how it plays out, but certainly when I got Herbert to sling it, and I have all these weapons that I can throw to Gadsden and Njoku and Johnston and fantastic and McConkey. It's great. But you know what Harbaugh wants to do? He sees offensive linemen as weapons.
Weapons, yeah.
And what he said.
So, I mean, the Chargers definitely are worth a look to make a big run this year, in my opinion. I also think that, well, we'll wait till the schedule pops out later this week. But it all comes down to the injuries. I mean, last year, for people who were super high on Denver, clearly it was Denver's year. The problem is Bo Nix couldn't play in the AFC title game. And, I mean, I know that you're convinced and I'm convinced if they had Bo Nix in that game, there's no way in hell they're going to lose it.
Yeah. I can also say the Chargers, I don't have any problem saying the Chargers can be better than Denver based on Denver got an easy schedule and a lot of breaks last year.
Yeah, true.
And what happened. And maybe that the Chargers are going to be better. So I could see that too. And who knows what's going to happen in Kansas City. And what we discussed earlier, and now that has moved, they hit it a little bit as they should have. They announced the game originally, but not the place. And now it took a couple hours. The first Monday night game is Kansas City at home to Denver. DraftKings opened Kansas City 2.5, 42.5. Caesars opened Kansas City 3, 46. It's down to 44 now.
Yeah, 46. Touch too high.
Mm-hmm.
But I like how they're not just copying and pasting each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of differences.
Yeah. That's not the only game.
Yeah.
There are some other games out there when you compare, the FanDuels of the world to DraftKings and also Caesars. The Rams are 2.5 in that week one opener in Australia. Total 48.5 or 49.5. Again, that's a 10:35 a.m. start in Melbourne. Maybe I'm the only person in the world who finds that intriguing to play a game that early. The Cowboys playing at the Giants on Sunday Night Football. Why? Again, they literally could put like any other match. That game should be Lions at Bills. That's the week 2 matchup on Thursday Night Football. And the Bills are laying 3, total 52.5.
Cowboys seem too low. 47.5 at DK, 49 at Caesars.
Well, the Giants are going to be a very popular team this year. One reason why is because you figure, again, they're going to get a lot of guys back from injury. But number one, they bring in Harbaugh. But also look at the Giants' opponents this year. It's not going to be an easy schedule.
Yeah, we do this every year.
I know.
They got to prove it to me. Every year you look up, they're 1-6. And also when we get to Thanksgiving, you're telling me the Cowboys are going to be favored against the Eagles? I mean, especially after what happened last year. It was 21-0 before you cracked the first beer, and they imploded and lost. But at Caesars, Dallas is favored. At DraftKings, the Eagles are favored. And it's a big year for Hurts. You're going to trade A.J. Brown and all this stuff about Hurts. What Sal Pal said, I'm looking at the footage. Hurts isn't running the offense and not taking the shots over the middle and down the field. It's on him. It's a big year for Hurts. New OC now, got to get it done. Bengals are up to 4.5 in the Madrid game.
Up to 4.5.
Yeah.
People like the other side, huh? Well, that's another team that's going to be super popular, and I want nothing to do with them. Cincinnati. How many times do we have to do this over and over and over again? Burrow's been hurt 3 different times. The defense has never been great. They always have some issues. Yes, it looks extremely sexy when you look at the weapons that they have on offense and when they're scoring 30 points a game, but what has that really resulted in? One miraculous trip to the Super Bowl. Other than that, it's been a disappointment almost every single year. The league is also going to play Saturday games in weeks 15, 16, 17, and 18. So I think that's going to be plural, by the way. Multiple games on every single Saturday, not just one.
Yeah.
The way it looks and according to the reports and the way it was worded.
And that is week 17, January 2nd. Doubleheader, NBC and Peacock. Is what they'll do with that. So I love the Saturday games. That's a good... Oh, boy. So we got, January 2nd's a Saturday. The day after Christmas is a Saturday.
Okay.
See what they get ready for your big Christmas. Two falling on a Friday. How many games they'll play?
Yeah, they'll have 3.
Yeah, I know.
They'll have 3 for sure.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll see if we get the game before the Thanksgiving Eve.
I think that's
Wednesday night. But monster for Survivor.
That's my biggest question.
Yeah.
Is will the league actually do that? Put it on Wednesday night on Thanksgiving Eve. They want to. They want to have a game pretty much every day of the week, the way it seems. Up next, Derek Stevens on the program, owner, CEO of Circa Las Vegas. He's looking forward to a new betting show dropping on Apple TV this Friday. I can't wait to find out the details on that. Coming up on Follow the Money, it's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Time now for our weekly spot with the owner and the CEO of Circa Las Vegas. Derek Stevens joins us in studio. Good to see you as always. How are you?
All right. Good to see you, fellas.
Okay, so more games are getting leaked now for the NFL schedule.
Yep.
That entire bad boy gets dropped on Thursday. So the plan is a week from today, you, Mike Palm, Jeffrey Benson in studio with us announcing all the rules?
That's right.
Okay.
We're going to be ready. I think actually, I would say right now, I think we're ready. We have a pretty good handle on how this is playing out. I bet you we could have released our rule set today, but we want to make sure it's all accurate. There's no curveballs thrown our way, but we'll be ready.
Well, you got to make sure. What are they going to do about that Wednesday night game before Thanksgiving? Are they going to do it, or are they not going to do it?
Right. You got a couple of those things. I mean, I think with where we're standing right now, on the Wednesday night game, that we're going to roll in that. We'll have to roll that into Thanksgiving. That's just reasonable to do that. But there could be a couple of other nuances out here.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And then the guarantee gets announced next week, too?
Yeah, we're still trying to figure that out.
What do you mean?
How much money's in the bank? Well, we're shooting that film. We're shooting the commercial all morning today. We got here early. We were here very, very early. Yeah, but with the screen in use, took like 100 takes. We had to put multiple endings out there because it could have been somebody roaming around.
Could have heard it then.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm going to put you in charge. How would you start the season that Wednesday? Seattle at home to who? New England, the Bears, the Chargers? How would you do it?
I think the optimal way would be Seattle at home against the Bears. I think the Bears, bigger market, with all due respect to Boston and Patriots as a national team. But it's either going to be Patriots or the Bears. It's got to be those only two that make sense.
Okay.
But I think with Caleb Williams, I think the element with the Bears having to go there, boy, that'd be a great opener. And then you fire right back with our game coming from down under with the 49ers and the Rams. Yeah. So pretty good.
Eventually, everybody says, let's hit the fast forward button, get the football season here already. Enough's enough in the summertime.
Absolutely. Aren't you excited about it already?
Yeah,
the NFL does not mess up. I mean, we're all jacked up about schedule release. I mean, Wilbo's upstairs. He hasn't left his desk here in like a couple days, coming up with all the different patterns. We're all watching the websites. It's a massive impact on our hotel operations here. something gets leaked. When's the first Raider game coming out?
Sure.
Mark Davis is here having dinner a couple times this week. I'm going up, butter him up. Hey, let me know.
Butter him up.
No, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. He does not know. He does not know. And I think there was a thing with McAfee earlier today that McAfee put out something out there that Roger Goodell said it was just an hour ago. This is probably a few hours ago this was posted, that the schedule only got finalized this morning. So it's that tight. Well, look at that. They released the Chiefs Bronco game. They said when it was going to be. They didn't say where.
Yeah, right.
They're still trying to finalize this stuff. It's amazing how it comes down to the wire.
So Friday we're going to watch Friends and Neighbors on Apple. Great show, season 2, and then we're going to watch.
It is a good show.
It is. It's a great show.
Do
you watch it?
I love it.
John Hamm's great.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Do you watch? How about what? Tell us about Action then on Apple.
Action. That's the movie that was filmed in downtown Vegas. It's kind of a comedic, like thriller, comedy, hijinks. But there's a theft here, and of a big piece of art, and it's filmed in downtown Vegas. So Action gets released on Apple on May 15th, right? Yeah, May 15th. Yeah.
It's a movie or a TV show?
It's a movie.
Okay.
Yeah, we did the movie premiere at Stadium Swim on the screen, but it comes out on Apple on Friday night. So it nicely shows downtown Vegas.
Do you own any artwork? Are you an art guy?
No, I'm not an art guy.
I don't picture you as.
I'm not an art guy.
No,
I'm not an art
okay.
guy. No, I don't have that level. No, Steve Wynn was an art guy, not me.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So, how about the World Cup? Now we're going right into this too. We're less than a month away. How you feeling about the World Cup?
I did. All the soccer balls at the beginning of the entrance.
We got our World Cup wall up. Yeah, they're filming it because they're going to utilize it for some of the cutaways and the segments for different places in America to watch the World Cup. And there's no World Cup game here. Remember, it was like 4 years ago. Las Vegas made the decision not to be a home for a World Cup game because they thought it was going to be a great place to visit, but there were a lot of ramifications that went with the World Cup. I think we've read about like what it's like at the Meadowlands and the requirements they're putting on these cities and other things like that.
Yeah.
And Vegas said, "Hey, we got our ducks in a row. We got Super Bowl. This was still before Super Bowl. We got Super Bowl coming up. We know we're going to land the Final Four. We're going to land the College Football Championship, and we're going to just be a great viewing area for the World Cup." So I think that decision played out pretty nicely so far.
Well, are we going to be the other location outside of Dayton for the expanded March Madness tournament?
We're still working on that.
Okay.
We're still working. We talked about that. Nothing's finalized yet. I'm hoping to get a little more information tonight. I'll be sitting right on the glass. I got a couple of interesting people I'm going with, and
good job.
I'm working on it.
Good job. How are you feeling tonight? Game 5.
Well, when I was down here this morning, we were minus 150. What's it down to right now? It had to be down after they announced Stones out, right?
No, they're up to minus 165.
Oh, man.
Really?
The Knights are taking money still.
Too much.
You can get almost.
Paul and I were. It was minus 150, and then they announced Stone. Now we thought he was going to be out anyway, but wow, it's up to 165. No kidding.
Boy, plus 148 on the Ducks looks a little.
Yeah.
Tasty
it's
to me.
Series. Yes.
Game 3. Vegas looked unstoppable. Game 4, the Ducks dominated. So be interesting. Game 5. Here we go.
How are you sitting on NHL futures?
Futures.
Colorado with a big win last night, ready to close out Minnesota. Carolina hasn't lost. Bee's knees. Montreal trying to go up 3-1. Buffalo, I mean, this is a great story with Buffalo. I'm sure there was big
need it
tickets.
tonight.
Yeah.
It's a great story of Buffalo. But that's what everybody believes because we get beat up. That's the only team we get beat up pretty bad. Conference and Cup is Buffalo. We do pretty well to the rest. The only other outlier is Minnesota Wild to win the Cup. We get beat up there, but I don't think we're in too bad of a shape right there.
Jonathan Davis laughed at the notion of the Wild coming back and beating the Avalanche with us earlier today.
Yeah, okay. There we go. House is in great shape on the Avalanche.
All right, good.
In great shape on the Hurricanes.
What about in the NBA? Do you guys get killed to the Knicks, the Thunder, anything like that?
We're in great shape to the Thunder. Thunder's
I would
our best
imagine.
outcome.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Best outcome is Thunder.
San Antonio might ding you a little bit. I think some big numbers were out there.
I didn't get an update on that one today. I should have brought the update with me.
People bet the Knicks every year, too.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks could do some damage. But, you're right about the Spurs also. Okay. Are you still known? I mean, you mentioned it last week. Mitch was out. The latency on Peacock. Mercy. I mean, this thing's way behind.
It's unbelievable.
I know.
Yeah. You know, all of our data deals, we have to sign the contracts, and it's not really in fine print. It's like big, bold fine print.
Yeah.
That we can never be associated with a courtsider. A courtsider is someone that goes to a game and provides information quickly to either a legal or illegal sports book or a prediction market. And they're paying like $500 a game for courtsiding. I find it very interesting because if you're a legalized sports book, you cannot even associate with a courtsider. It's really amazing the way these contracts are.
How are they allowed in the stadium?
That's my contract. My contract with the MLB teams. It's the same thing with all the hockey teams. Courtsiding is no go. So they're very adamant about it. But people are publicly putting out there, hey, we're paying $500 for courtsiders. And it's because of the latency. This is brought up because if the latency wasn't that bad, you wouldn't have a market for courtsiders.
Let me ask you this. Is the feed that we get here at the book the same exact time as the feed that you would get at your house?
So streaming is different. The feed I'm going to get on my phone, it's the same thing if we're watching. Let's say we're watching VSiN and we're streaming. We all pull up our phone. We'll go up to the bar. We'll all pull up our phone. We're all going to be a little bit different because streaming is different for everyone. They're all different. But I would certainly say Peacock has been unbelievable about how terrible the latency is.
Have you guys timed it? Is it 90 seconds?
Oh, it's been times it's been like that. I think it has to do. I'm out of my league. I'm sure we've got some tech guys that can explain this to us very quickly, but I'm sure it has to do with the volume and the bandwidth. And somehow something slows down.
Yeah. Well, this is exciting. More games getting announced on a daily basis, the way it seems in the NFL. And a week from today, yourself, Mike Palm, Jeff Benson in to announce everything that we need to know for Circus Contest this year.
We'll be ready.
And you're going to announce the guarantee.
If there's a guarantee.
Thanks, Derek.
All right, guys. See ya.
Appreciate it.
We'll recap our bets from last night and tell you what we've added for today and beyond next in Pocket Plays here on VSiN.
The world is buzzing with AI tools, but instead of making things easier, they've made things overwhelming. There's a better way. Meet Superhuman, the AI productivity suite that gives you superpowers so you can outsmart the word chaos. With Grammarly, Mail, and Coda working together, you get proactive help across your workflow, no matter how you work. Experience AI that meets you right where you are. Learn more at superhuman.com/podcast. That's superhuman.com/podcast.
The guy has an algorithm to determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
I will answer the question you posed to Derek. I have found that games on Peacock, NBA, are 2 to 3 possessions behind.
Yeah, that sounds fair to me.
Yep. And that was an interesting discussion there at the end. Very good. Ducks plus 2.5 games for the series winner. Thunder to sweep the Lakers winner. Wild last night, no good. Colorado was fantastic. Although game was up for grabs in the third period. Condolences if he had the under. And Flyers down 0-2 at the time to come back and beat the Hurricanes 14-1 at Caesars. No good as Carolina gets out the broom. The pending T-Wolves plus 1.5 games. Man City to win the Prem. Arsenal is now minus $7. Tottenham to stay up. West Ham is minus 370 to be relegated. Tottenham plus 275. Probably comes down to the final day of the season. Cavs to win the title, back to 40-1 now. But right back in this series. Can they get a game on the road finally? Ducks to win the series, plus 310. PSG to lift the trophy, Champions League next Saturday. $1.60 against Arsenal. And tonight, Montreal to go up 3-1 against Buffalo. I don't think the goal and change in goal will benefit Buffalo. I don't like the move either. Timberwolves plus 10.5, a bunch of points tonight, where much has been made and said if you have to taste your own blood to win in the playoffs. And I think San Antonio's finding that out. Ants back. And Minnesota's too good to be catching this many points. Knights, Ducks under 6.5 tonight. And Angel Reese over 12.5 rebounds. Now on a new team with Atlanta. She had 11 points and 14 rebounds in the 91-90 win against Minnesota. Up-tempo, legit team, good team that can score. Not like Chicago. And a lot of opportunities. Reese over rebounds tonight. Good luck.
All right, back at you, Pauly. From last night, A.J. Mitchell did sailed over 24.5 PRA.
Yeah.
I think he had, 26 points?
You're right.
In that neighborhood. I took a little pizza money on him, 100-1 to win the Western Conference Finals MVP and 200-1 to win the NBA Finals MVP. Isolation, that guy, between the legs, the moves that he has.
Well, you got to guard him, though, too. He's a good shooter, but he got wide open looks, McCain, and, this is the NBA. Just doing this is not defense. Just putting a hand up is not going to do anything.
Rays plus 115 got there on the money line. Thunder swept the Lakers. Winner. Wild, no good. Plus 129 there against the Avs, much like you last night. And this goes back to correct something from yesterday. Schauffele, top 10 from last week. No bueno for him. New stuff here that we have. This game's in progress right now. The market bet it the other way. But I got Nationals, Reds over 10 for the game. We detailed the pitching matchup earlier today. And I have it's in action right now. I got to see. I don't think anything's happening right now. I think Wood struck out to begin the game. But I have the Yerfie for a run to be scored in the first inning, minus 125. The Rays, I'm coming back again with the Rays tonight, minus 110 against the Blue Jays. McClanahan against Corbin. Rays are red hot. And I get to fade Corbin. The Wolves plus a 10.5, minus 115 against the Spurs. Very high number again. I've been betting the Wolves basically in every game of the series. This number is also very high. The Ducks are plus 148 against the Knights tonight. That's out of control. Taking that, and I think I still have the Suzuki pending from yesterday. Over 2.5 shots on goal tonight at plus 126.
No Newhook? Just Suzuki.
I do have him. I'm not sure if I gave it to, I don't think I gave it to Luke or not.
And we mentioned on our baseball segment that Colorado's got the number 1 K rate. Skeen struck out the side.
Oh, he did.
Game. Yeah.
Stunning development there.
That's good. Sports calendar never stops. Sharp Plays covers it all. They've been winning for 15 straight years. Jeff and the crew are fantastic. Respected, watched, and feared. When they move, the books take notice. Advanced AI, trusted insider intel. They find the value before the numbers shift. Start winning with them. They've been with us since day one. SharpPlays.com and the daily Mr. Poison updates and tweets as well. SharpPlays.com.
The Nationals went down 1-2-3 in order. No good. So now I need a run from the Reds here in the bottom of the first in order for that Yerfie to cash. And the Yankees got a leadoff homer from Paul Goldschmidt. They lead the Orioles by a score of 1-0. That game's in the first.
Ravens 2.5 in Brazil against the Cowboys.
Right.
Boy, does that seem short. The Cowboys going to stop them? 50.5 the total. I don't see that.
I don't know. I think the Cowboys are going to be pretty good this year.
You do?
Yeah.
Playoffs?
I like their draft yet again.
Uh-huh.
Again, this is going to come down to, will the entire team, like how many guys are going to be lost due to injury on the offense this year? If they're okay there, then I'm pretty comfortable in saying they're probably going to be a playoff threat.
Did you see that Trump released some UFO stuff? Did you get into that? Dig deep?
I do not.
No? Did that stuff interest you? Do you think we're alone, Mitch?
Well, no. I mean, if you trust the guys who are out here, what's
Area 51?
Knapp, the longtime investigator?
Oh, absolutely. Sightings all over the place.
They have done podcasts here. My wife used to work for the local radio station here. Podcasts that they go out to the Area 51 and they're like, it's 100%.
Yes.
And George Knapp documented it, I think, in a book and also on multiple podcasts before.
Yeah. So what they released, but two things here. Number one, if you even try to get close to it, forget about it. Another UFO movie coming out? Come on.
Another movie coming out?
It's Spielberg and Emily Blunt, Disclosure Day. It's another UFO movie that comes out for Disclosure Day, Friday, right? But the other thing, this was on Kalshi or something I was looking at.
Okay.
When we discover the first alien, whatever, what color will it be? Now, going back in time, aren't they, everyone you've seen, hasn't it been green?
Always green.
Yeah, they're always green.
Yeah.
I mean,
without fail, I think green's the color that comes
up. I
up.
think that would be, but that's up on one of the.
You could actually bet that?
Yes, I saw it up there. The color of the first alien.
Do you know other options? Like, is translucent? Is that
I gotta look. I would think my second choice would be white. Going back with everyone you've seen in all the movies as well. And I thought the fellow, remember in Roswell, New Mexico, in the 40s, I thought that fellow was green. With the rancher, when the guy crashed, and a couple aliens were dead.
What are some other, like chartreuse?
A
version of green?
Yeah. I just wanted, I saw the
purple?
market. I couldn't stop laughing. I saw the market. I go, this is awesome.
I will say, I'm absolutely going to be watching, I think it's Scorsese and Spielberg on Cape Fear, the new one that's coming out.
Bardem.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
I will be watching that.
Yes.
That looks very good.
Yes.
I love De Niro was so good.
New Guy Ritchie movie Friday in the theaters with Gyllenhaal. It's another. You don't like Guy Ritchie?
Love Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie's great.
He's very good.
Snatch. Oh, God.
Oh, that's...
Did he do Gentleman, too? You love The Gentleman.
Gentleman's amazing,
McConaughey's awesome in that movie.
Yeah.
So was Hugh Grant. Stay away from the call girls, but that was excellent.
I think Snatch is the number one movie of my lifetime where my expectations were absolutely rock bottom. I thought it looked absolutely horrendous.
Really?
My buddy and I rented it, watched it, and we were like, this is the best thing I've watched.
I think it was, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. When it was zero expectations, I'm like, this is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Looks like we do have a year fee in the Philadelphia game. You were asking about Zach Wheeler earlier.
Yeah, it seemed too low.
Schwarber, ding dong, who did it?
Yeah. So, number one, they're playing good ball under Mattingly. Number two, they won all three of Wheeler's starts, and he was cheap. And going against a no-name for the Red Sox. All right, good start there.
I will buy you and the entire crew dinner if Ellie De La Cruz goes home run right here.
Oh, you're down to your final. Okay.
Yep. Dinner's on me for the entire crew if he hits a home run. Or, you know what, Sal Stewart's batting cleanup for the Reds. If
Just
he
get on.
hits a home run, sure.
Just get on.
I'll take that.
I forgot to mention this, too, but the picks. Olivia Miles over points tonight for the Lynx. She was fantastic in her first game out, and so much so there was a big surge in the Rookie of the Year with, because Fudd had 3 points.
Sure. And by the way,
that appears to just be, I don't know, number one pick in the draft. You just do a teammate a solid with the pick, but certainly that's what it looks like so far.
There's no Collier to begin the season, and De La Cruz grounds out, and there's the year fee, no good. Too good to be true. Yep. The dream matchup on paper turns into a nightmare betting opportunity. No good. Both teams go 1, 2, 3, just like that. That's the way it goes, man. These pitchers are so bad, and they've been terrible. Especially Singer in the first inning. And the Nats' highest scoring team in the first inning, just like that. Now, one guy could get on base. Anyway, the perils of betting baseball. So hopefully we get some more runs in that game to actually go over the 10. All right. There you have it.
What's a guarantee?
I don't know.
No? Okay.
It's locked in secrecy.
Mm-hmm.
You have a guess?
I do not. Humans coming up, though, with Tim Murray. Jeff Sherman on the program. And you'll be shocked what he makes some of these prices, what they throw at him for hypothetical NBA finals, too. That'll always be fun. And Babano's on the show. Ian Cameron, too. He's very good at hockey.
They'll run down a lot of great information from Jeff regarding the PGA Championship as well. Respected money on golfers this week, who he likes, the whole thing. So stay tuned for that. That's next. And best of luck with your bets tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.